Hey everyone, welcome to episode 115 of the Building in Public series. Today, we're carrying on from yesterday, but we're actually designing more of the custom field idea. We're expanding more on it. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty short video today, but basically, what you're going to see is about a 50-minute session broken up into about 2 or 3 minutes, give or take. And yeah, pretty much what we're building here is we're starting to build something called an available books section. Now, how I decided to design it was I was looking at the rest of the templates for this website that we done way back when, and I didn't actually like the look at how it was built. So what I did was I made something very basic. I made a section with the title and then basically just built on top of that. And to be honest, I kind of like the minimalistic look. It's very simple, very straight to the point. And yeah, pretty much what you're seeing here is us just going through the motions, trying to figure out why this specific feature in Elementor called a loop grid wasn't working. So basically, what we decided to do was we took it a step back. We actually built a loop item template for it and then built it out from there. Now, I that's not how I would have done it originally. I would have done it inside of the editor, but you can see here we're building it nice and simple, straight to the point. And the way this works is we basically pass it specific post terms. So the way the book functionality works right now is you have a author, a book language, and then you basically have a button then to say contact about this book. Now, this probably won't be the finalized version of what this feature is. I'm assuming the company's going to get back to me with like book covers, with ideas on the books, stuff like that. But for now, this is the best I could sort of come up with, during the session, I suppose. And yeah, you can see here, we're going through the motion, trying to figure out the design side of it, because for some reason, post grids or loop grids in this scenario don't like to behave. And yeah, I suppose what you could call this, unironically, is like a tutorial on how to make elemental loop grids, how to work with them. And this is just in my experience. I'm on the latest version of Elemental. I'm building out a loop grid that specifically works with advanced custom fields, and obviously I'm building out my own post type for books. Now, it's not a fun topic, it's not an interesting topic, but it's something that needs to be done. And yeah, this is basically how I design it. Nice and simple, a bit more of a compact layout, and this is basically what we call like the finalized version for now. And yeah, pretty much like the long and short of it is, right? This is essentially how you use advanced custom fields to make pages like this. Now, again, don't get me wrong, this feature is, well, basically sort of redundant in its own way. Like, there's not much to it. You don't see images of the books. You literally just see like a placeholder, the author, and the book title, as well as if it's English and translated or Welsh and translated. Now, don't get me wrong, right? This is literally like a part one of this feature. It's not going to be the finalized version by any means. But to be honest, like I said, for what I had in terms of content and stuff, I think this will do for now. All right. And again, this is one thing that I will say now you know, when it comes to working in website design, one thing you absolutely have to make sure of is that when you go into a project like this, is that you have all of the content available. Okay. Now, one thing I will say about this client, again, they didn't have much content to begin with because they literally had a site that was built in like 2012 and they didn't have much going on that at all. So in this instance, it's a bit of a interesting one, but a pro tip for website designers out there, or um, anyone that does this sort of stuff, you definitely need to look at getting content first, because otherwise you might have issues like this where it's not quite set up properly, or it's not maybe what you're expecting it to be. Now, again, look, I don't know what I was expecting, but this is the what I could come up with the idea that I had in my head. Right. And yeah, guys, that'll be it for episode 115. There is not much else to report for this episode. This was what we were looking at. And in basically the next episode, 116, you're going to see us implement more of a search feature. Probably, yeah, I think we realized then that it's not actually really worth it at the moment because again we're waiting on ideas and then yeah, going from there. But yeah, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you tomorrow for episode 116. Cheers, bye for now.